Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. I'm Rashida. I am your host today. Welcome, everybody, to a much awaited and very exciting webinar we have in store for you. Not only are we going to look forward to delivering some jam-packed content, but we definitely have an interesting program to tell all of you about. So, without any further ado, and definitely with much excitement, again, I'm Rashida Pandey, your host from the EPI, and I'll be guiding us through today's event. So to kick us off, just to quickly touch on the rules of engagement. So our rules of engagement today is that, of course, we have quite a tight program. So we'll make sure that we keep looking into the chat at your comments. Please do post any comments, any thoughts, ideas, questions. You're welcome to. But in fact, do not post your questions in the chat. Keep the engagement going there. There is actually a Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom panel where you can type in Q&A. So that makes sure that if there was a specific speaker you wanted to ask a question to, or very specific question that you do not want us to miss, please do pop it into the Q&A as you see on the screen, and you'll find this at the bottom of your Zoom panel that you're currently looking at. If you don't see it immediately, just click on the More button, and you most likely will then start to see the Q&A. Okay, so let's get started, right? Welcome again. I see we have 78 attendees in the room at the moment. Thank you so much again just for making the time. So today, what we'll do is we are going to talk to you a little bit about the L+EARN Biz 2024 program, which is very exciting. It's starting in August. And we also have an expert in the room to cover the topic, the reason why you're here today, right? Are you ready to raise funds for your township business? Interesting question, I'm sure. And that's as a small entrepreneur myself, it's definitely a question I want answered every day, right? So that to take us through that, we'll have our expert enterprise development specialist, Mr. Ashley Rasibotsa. Welcome, Ashley. And then we also have Impact Through Coaching from Patricia Dalamini. So she is an L+EARN Biz program coach. She was with our participants last year. And then you also heard from the entrepreneur herself, Mulalo. Mulalo is Mulalo Nemataheni, if I'm saying it right. She has been on the L+EARN Biz program, and she's so excited to share her success with you all today. And I'm definitely excited to hear all about that, Mulalo. So before we commence with our exciting program, I'm going to hand over now to our program lead, Ms. Nomvuyo Pingani, who I've been privileged to work with for the past 2 years. She's just an expert all around, I can tell you. But yeah, let me just say that Nomvuyo, thank you so much for being in this program and this team together. We're really looking forward to working with you on this new program. And now I'll hand over to you to share with us, our guests, in fact, about the program and what it's all about and what it entails before we move on to Ashley. Over to you, Nomvuyo. Oops, you're on mute, Nomvuyo.
Great.
Oh, there you are. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay.
We have a poll to do too, remember, Rashida. Shall we first do the poll before Nomvuyo goes or after?
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, I forgot. Thank you so much for that reminder, Christoph. So before we get into our program, and again, apologies, Nomvuyo, as well. So before we get into Nomvuyo telling us about the program, we have a poll for you all. As everybody's coming in, I think we also want to give some more people time to come in. So you'll now start to see a poll pop up on your screen. There'll be about 3 questions. The first one reads, how did you fund the start of your business? So did you fund it yourself, like most people? Or was it some of your family or your friends? Or did you go to a bank or a funder? Or maybe other. And if it is other, perhaps you can just tell us in the chat. How did you fund the start of your business? Okay. And then number 2, which of the following have you used to get funding for your business? So you can select any of these options. If you've done a combination or one of them, please do choose all that apply. Again, if it's not on our list, you're more than welcome to just specify in the chat and let us know. And then lastly on the poll we're covering is, what is the most significant thing about funding that you want to learn today? You can choose one option. So any one of those, or you can specify in the chat. One of the options could be either you're to identify potential funders, you want to know how to comply with funding requirements, you may want to learn how to write a business plan, do financial projections, create a compelling pitch. And again, if it's not on that list, you're more than welcome to please share with us in the chat. We're really interested to know. Okay. So we'll give them maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes to start the poll. Crystal?
Yeah, we can do so. Am I sharing the right screen? Somewhere something seems to be funny.
I think we're seeing your Zoom
Oh
setting.
gosh. Yeah. Let's try again.
Sure.
Are we
Thank you.
seeing the right one now?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Gremlins in the technology. But welcome everyone. I'm the training manager on the program, so very interested to know where you're coming from in terms of your funding needs, because that's what we aim to do. Both financial independence, by the way. This is, I think, Rashida, a great thing about this program is that it's not only focusing on the business, but it's also focusing on you as the entrepreneur and your financial independence, so that combination of that is very powerful, and we'll hear later from people that have benefited from that. But yeah, the poll is running, so we've got just over half of people in the room have answered. We are approaching 140 odd, we are approaching 150 people in the room now, so maybe expecting up to 200 of your colleagues in the entrepreneurship space to join today. It's a nice group of people. But yeah, so the poll, I'm not sure if we have more than half or close to half of people now having voted. So if you want to vote, please just check out for the poll window, vote, and you must answer all 3 questions and then enter your answers, otherwise it won't register. But shall we end the poll now and proceed? Maybe we give like they do at the gone kind of like.
I think we'll give them just half a minute.
There we can share I've just clicked the button now, so there the results should be shared. But interesting, 86% are self-funded, and then another 14% family and friends. So about everyone in the room are not initially funded through banks, but there are a few that also had banks, another 15% other sources of income. That's very interesting. And then what they've used in the past, participants say my own money by most 81%. So yeah, it seems that we are ready to, if we've used our own money, we're ready, and family and friends another 15%. But there are some 20%, a fifth of us in the room, that have used government grants, a very important source of funding, especially if you're starting out. And then 7% bank loans, and 0, I think Ashley, you'll be very interested to notice, 0 venture capital, 2% angel investment. So there's kind of 1 or 2 people in the room that have got angel investors in their businesses. And then the last question, Rashida, is about what you want to learn today, and that's quite important. So identify potential funders is the main one. Are we going to be able to talk about that much?
So today we're definitely going to cover our, sort of the main driver for today is how do you identify your funders, right? And through the L+EARN program, which we're definitely going to tell you about, there is components in that which will address, business planning. But for today, it's really about just identifying who are the funders, who is there, how can I access it? And yeah, I'm sure Ashley has some more than that to share with you, but that's the gist of it. So please, if you are interested to know more or get really in detail about this, and you do qualify for the L+EARN program, please do let us know or apply. In fact, just apply, because there's definitely parts of that we'll cover. But anyway, to move on.
So we'll talk about that process later on. But just the second one, they're complying with the funding requirements, are really that's an important, very important one, and that definitely I've seen the content that's going to be shared. We people that are expecting to get that is going to walk away very satisfied, because we're really going to talk about that quite a bit.
Yes.
Accurate financial forecast and so on, we won't be getting today, but as you say, Rashida, that's all covered in the program. So apply from the program to get those things covered.
Indeed, indeed. One thing that stood out for me, Christopher, I must say, is 86% of entrepreneurs fund themselves, which is interesting because yeah, I'm exactly the same. And in fact, I prefer it sometimes because I think ever since COVID, a lot of us have these challenging stories of
Yep.
having to stand in a SASSA queue or a SARS queue or a Home Affairs queue. So, you know, it needs help for me. But I want to now, with pleasure, hand over to Nomvuyo. Please, Nomvuyo, take us through quickly, what is the L+EARN Buzz 2024 program going to look like?
Thank you, Rashida. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, good. You know, 70 to 80% of South African businesses fail within 5 years. So the stats say. The stark reality is that when I started in business 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, those stats were exactly the same. Exactly the same. And researchers say most of those businesses failed because of inadequate funding, because of lack of funding, especially gas. Now, here's the funny thing that Christoph has alluded to. When you speak to funders, they will tell you that they have the funds, but entrepreneurs do not know how to access those funds. Good morning, Kasi people. Welcome to this webinar. I am Nomvuyo Bengane. Are you here because you have decided to be part of the 20 to 30% who break barriers? Are you here because you are one of those who want to push the envelope? Are you here because you are a young, motivated entrepreneur with a drive to succeed? Are you willing to learn to improve your personal and financial well-being? Then we are very, very excited to host you today and invite you to the L+EARN #Biz 2024 program. But before I do that, let me give a heartfelt thank you to Assisa Foundation, Ruth, Kuvi, Ivo, Sibu, and your team. We are honored as the EPR
Hi, Nomvuyo. Can you hear us? Okay, it seems. Can you hear us, Nomvuyo? It seems like you just froze a minute. Your mic is off.
It's a program that is designed to help you learn to take control. What's happening? It is designed to help you learn to take control of your financial life by following proven principles of managing money. It is designed to help you learn to improve your business profits by implementing good planning and marketing tools. It will help you get direct access to bankers and learn the skills to deliver a convincing funding proposal. You will experience personal growth through one-on-one coaching and networking. The program will be in August 2024.
Okay, it seems like we're having some technical challenges. Christoph, I'm not sure, but we're not showing the right screen. And I think we're also having a challenge with Nomvuyo's sound. Maybe we can just check that quickly.
I'm not sure. Nomvuyo's signing with 2 devices to sort out the sound issues, so maybe we can, between the 2 of them, resolve that. I'm not sure.
Sure.
Zoom is giving us issues here today with the screen share. It seems to be jumping between different screens. But
Okay,
let's try and get the right one. So I think that is the right one, and then it changes somehow, but let's hope it stays.
okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Sorry everyone about that. Okay, so the program, the L+EARN Bees 2024 is going to start in August 2024. This webinar is part of that program. We have another one on the 4th of July, and then the program will start in August. It includes an online training workshop. We've got 8 themed workshops that are all designed to help you get the financial literacy you need to grow your business. We're going to have online networking events. We are also going to have in-person events for people in and around eThekwini, Mbombela, and East London. So please, if you are from those 3 areas, make sure you apply. We're going to have an induction event as well as a closeout event, which is an awards ceremony. I think Mulalo is going to tell you about it. We're going to visit a business advisor. So the
Hi, Nomvuyo. It seems we're really struggling with sound on your side. Can you hear us? Okay, is it okay if I just hand over to Ivor, then we'll sort your sound out in the background?
Okay.
It's really bad. Like,
Okay.
Okay, Ivor, sorry to just come in so quick. Are you ready?
I am ready, and it's such a great honor to see so many people
Go
on
ahead.
Good morning, everybody. A warm welcome on this very, very cold morning in Joburg. I don't know where everyone else is connecting from, and I'm seeing from the polls that we literally have people from everywhere, which is really encouraging. I'm from Assisa Foundation. I'm not alone. I'm joined by my esteemed team. I've got Ruth Benjamin Swales, who is the CEO of the foundation. And I'm also joined on this call by Kuvi Moodley, who's our COO. And I'm joined by my colleague, who's also a co-program manager on the program. Just a little bit about the Assisa. Assisa Foundation was formed in 2012, and it was formed by Assisa, which is an industry association that represents your long-term and also looking at your investment entities such as your coronations and your investing. They then formed what is known as Assisa Foundation, which forms part of what is known as Foster the Future. The mandate of the foundation is to provide impactful consumer financial education programs. What that really means is we want to impart knowledge and skills that will be impactful in the lives of the people that we touch. And we work with different focus areas. But what we came here to talk about today is young people. So we have this awesome program that's called #Biz that started in 2012. We started it as a pilot, as a virtual program, and we've been learning year by year. And we've also are joined by Mulalo on the call, who's one of our past participants, who has an awesome story to share and a wonderful journey that she has gone through. I think she will really be able to articulate what this program aims to do. This program really is designed around you as a young person, a young entrepreneur in the township. You know, as much as there seems to be resources, but knowledge is also lacking. And so we've created a program that not only looks at the skills that you learn from running your business, but it also looks at you as a person. It touches on certain parts that we tend to forget, and we go through life at times just carrying on our shoulders. It talks to things such as mental health and how one can be able to manage their lives as we go through tough times. But really, this program is built around 4 objectives. One is to promote and bring awareness about the importance of personal and business literacy. I think that's absolutely key. Secondly, it's to transfer and develop, you know, the skills that you need and the knowledge in order for you to make the right decisions. Thirdly, we want to obviously facilitate and support those practical skills and ensure that we're able to make you understand how they translate into your day-to-day lives. And then lastly, we want to reinforce and also develop positive attitudes that will translate into long-term lived behaviors. So you will notice as we go through, you know, this presentation this morning, there's elements that will talk to your knowledge and skills, but there's elements that really talk to the inner you. And this program is really designed around that. So I'm honored to have you on this call this morning. And I'm honestly hoping that after this presentation, you will be, you know, motivated to participate in this program, because I can tell you it's changed a lot of people's lives. Thanks, Rashida.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ivor. There's so much questions coming in the chat about this program. I almost want to spoil the surprise, but I won't. I'll leave it to Nomvuyo later to tell everyone about the program. But for now, let's get into the content of today. Right? So we're here to learn about, are we ready to raise funds for your township business? Wow. Are you ever ready? Because the minute you get, you know, you come right one way, there's a few more doors you have to knock on for the next, right? So anyway, so without any further ado, it really brings me great pleasure to introduce to you a coach and an enterprise development specialist I've been fortunate to work with for the past 2 years, and he really makes great impact when it comes to entrepreneurship and supporting township entrepreneurs. So very excited to have you here, Ashley. I'm now going to hand over to you to please share with our audience today, our attendees, all about getting ready to fund their township businesses.
Thank you, Rashida. Good morning, entrepreneurs, ecosystem players, colleagues from ASISA, colleagues from EPI. I'm very excited to be here this morning, and I see the turnout is good. So we are excited that during this Youth Month, we are going to close the month, you know, with a bang. Very, very, very excited to be here. The subject of getting ready for funding or for investment in your business is always a bit of a tricky one. You don't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to approach investors. You need to plan way, way ahead. So it's a journey. So this morning, I just want to take you through the process of getting ready for investment. And I'm going to start by asking questions. We can ask ourselves these questions. And some of them I have the answers, some of them you have the answers because it's your business. And we can engage in the chat. So the first question that I'm going to ask is, are you looking for funding or are you looking for investment? The two are very different. Funding is normally offered by government in the form of grants, and you don't have to repay the money. So I'll give you an example. So the word funding will come from, let's say, give you an example. You hear that government has created a fund to support small businesses and they don't have to repay it. One of the examples is the TRAP program that CEDA introduced during COVID. That was a fund. So that's funding. You don't have to repay it. And the second one is investment. So with investment, the investor is investing in a business to get returns, either in the form of interest or returns if it's equity. So it's very important to know what you're looking for. But this is influenced by a whole lot of other things. And I'll ask another question. So what is the purpose for funding or investment? So if you know what you need the money for, you will then know whether you want funding or you want investment. And the third question that I'm going to ask is, at what stage is your business? Because different funders and different investors have mandates. So they target businesses at different stages. So you need to know at what stage is your business, whether to approach a funder or an investor. That will probably be responsive to your request. Because sometimes you find that you are in the startup phase, then you go to an investor or a funder who doesn't support startups. So it's very important that you do your homework. That's part of the preparation that I was talking about. Next slide. Thank you. So what is the purpose of funding or the purpose of securing investment for your business? There are various reasons why entrepreneurs need funding or investment. You might be wanting to finance your startup, or you want to acquire another business, or maybe you want to purchase some assets, in your business like machinery and computers, or you're looking for working capital. You have an order that you have to fulfill, but you need to buy raw materials so that you can produce the goods that are required, or we have a tender, you need to acquire goods so that you can deliver. And capital investment, you probably maybe want to buy a building or machinery for your business. It might be for research and development. It might be for market expansion. It might be to invest in marketing, to run effective marketing campaigns. It might be for unforeseen costs. Normally, people have what we call overdraft limits that they have with their banks that take care of unforeseen costs. The same way you have an overdraft in your personal account, you can have an overdraft in business to cover for unforeseen costs. And the last one is simply managing cash flow. The list is not exhaustive. We can have more and more depending on what your business needs. So it's very important to understand what is the purpose of your funding or investment. Very important. Then you can then know who to approach and how to prepare for that potential investor. Thank you. Next slide, please. Earlier on, I spoke about stages in a business. it's very important as well to know and understand where are you in terms of your business. Are you in the seed and development stage? Are you in the startup stage? Is your business in the growth stage, maturity stage, renewal or decline stage? Why is it important? It's important because, like I said, different funders and different investors have different mandates. Some of them focus on seed and development stage. Some of them focus on startups, growth, maturity, renewal, and so on. So if you approach a funder or investor whose mandate is more on businesses that are in the renewal or decline stage, and you are a startup or a seed and development stage, you won't be able to get that support. So you need to do behind the work scene so that you can exactly know who to approach, whether a funder or an investor. Thank you. Next slide, please. Earlier on, there was talk in the poll, or there was a poll that was taken, and it was about different types of funders and investors. So here is types of investors and funders that are available in the market. Again, the list is not exhaustive. We spoke about angel investors. We probably know what angel investors are. So these are high net worth individuals. You find them in townships, and they are willing to support SMEs, especially in township businesses. Some, they focus on specific sectors, and some also focus on different businesses in different stages. So you need to understand what is their focus area. And we have what we call blended finance. Currently, just to give you an example, Land Bank does provide blended finance, and this simply says a portion of your investment or your fund would be a loan, and another portion would be a grant. So that's what we call it, blended finance. But blended finance even goes further. You can secure funding from a bank, commercial bank, then secure funding from a DFI, which stands for Development Finance Institution, which includes the likes of your CFA, your IDC, and your NEF, and then you add a grant. So you have different players coming together to support a deal. So meaning that deal structuring is very important in this aspect of blended finance, because you need to know which funder or investor to approach who will make the part of the syndicate to complete their blended finance. Then we have crowdfunding. Very, very interesting and exciting. You get different types of crowdfunding. So one is equity, then there's donation, rewards, and debt. One is equity. How equity works is that you go to the crowd, and the crowd will then invest in your business in return for equity. And then we find that you get good Samaritans. They'll say, no, I like the business that you're running, and I want to support you. I'm going to donate an amount of money for you to be able to buy an equipment that you're looking for. So there's no expectation for you to return the money. And then another one is rewards. With rewards, very, very important and exciting. Let's say I'm in Tembisa. I want to start a tech shop. Right? I have the structure, but I don't have money to buy to buy stock. So I go to the crowd in the community, or I go to the community and say, I want to start this business because I see you are struggling. The nearest plaza or tuck shop is far, and the mall is far as well. I want to make it easy for you in terms of convenience and access. So please, upfront, can you please give me 1,000 rand each? You collect 1,000 rand from 10 families, and you say, in return, I'm going to supply you with groceries over a period for that fail. So they pay that upfront. So you put your markup, then you make a profit, then the cycle continues. You go buy grocery. So then you can, if the demand is high, you can still go back, again to the crowd to raise funding. Then the last one is debt. So you go into the crowd to ask for funding, and you say, I'll pay you interest at the end of 3 months, whatever term that you're choosing. There's a huge opportunity in the townships because we have a big stokvel community. We can start exploring how to use stokvel money to participate in crowdfunding to support SMEs. Remember, most of the stokvels, some of them are grocery stokvels, so you contribute money the whole year, and it's only at the end of the year that you get your money to go buy grocery. But the money is sitting in the bank account as a lazy balance. So why don't we let this asset sweat for us, so that at the end, of the year, we don't just get what we paid in, but with a bit of interest. And in South Africa, we are sitting in a very fortunate position. We have a lot of enterprise supply development funds. Most of them do provide funding in terms of grants to support SMEs that are on their programs, to access, certain other work equipment and other things they need in their business. So you need to go and find out what programs are there or are available in your area that cover, that target SMEs in townships, so that you can apply to be part of those programs. In the chat, we learned that 86% of the entrepreneurs on this call today started their businesses they were internal self-funded, and 14% is through friends, family, and the other one, fools. So you can go to friends, family, and fools. They will assist you as well. And it becomes very tricky with family and friends sometimes. You have to declare upfront and explain the risk to them. If, for instance, they say they want equity in your business, you need to explain to them the risk involved in the business, so that you don't set their expectations or their hopes very high. Be realistic. Tell them that we might lose the money. If it's more of equity investment. But if it's debt, it means you have to pay them. And please do pay them when you say you're gonna pay them on this month, because this tend to strain relationships between family members, because people don't honor their commitments. Then there are government grants. I spoke earlier on about TREP, which is a township and rural entrepreneurship program that is run by CIFA and CEDA. Currently, with that grant is blended finance. You get debt funding and grant funding. So you can check it out. Then we have the Black Industrialist Fund. So what you have to do there, you have to apply either to a financial commercial bank or a DFI. After you get approval from there, you approach the DTIC for the Black Industrialist Fund, and they will contribute through a grant. The same with the localization fund. Let's say you want to set up a factory in the township, to produce or manufacture certain goods. You are able to approach funders, commercial banks or DFIs, and then DTI to get the grant part. And then we have traditional business loans. This is what we know. We go to a bank, get a loan. You want to buy commercial property, you get commercial property finance. You want to buy a car for the business, you get asset finance for your vehicle. And most of the time, we go to banks. And if there's nothing wrong with going to a bank, but you need to understand their appetite and which sectors they focus on. Banks tend to specialize in certain sectors, and they might say certain sectors are high risk, so they are not touching it. So you need to know exactly what their strengths are. There are banks that are very strong in agriculture. So if you know that you want to go to venture into agriculture, that is the bank that you need to talk to first. Unlike you go to a bank that specializes in property, but you're looking for money for agriculture. Then the last one is venture capitalists. So here we normally call them VCs. They use their own money to fund a business. Normally they'll want a seat on the board, because if they're taking equity, or they want interest. And some of them, they are looking for what we call high impact entrepreneurs, those that will give them high rewards or high returns. But the investment might be risky, but the returns for them will be interesting because they are high, and if really they are on the board, they are likely to make the business work. So VCs are there as another funding investment option. Thank you. Next slide, please. So how to attract investors or funders? Attracting investors or funders is like getting into a relationship, right? You need to first know, the person that you want to get into a relationship with, right? Do a bit of background check and understand that. But when it comes to attracting investors, do the background check and know which investor or funder is relevant, and then start with the paperwork. Number one, you need to develop a business plan. If you don't have the skills, try and get someone to assist you with a business plan. And please avoid copy and paste, because we can probably see that this is a copy and paste. And the second thing, very important, know your numbers. Sometimes our business plan are made by other people, whether CEDA helped us to develop a business plan through a consultant, but we are not sure about the numbers, right? We can't talk to the numbers. So it's very important that whoever supports you in developing a business plan, let them take you through the numbers to say, these are going to be your costs, these are going to be your profit margins, so that you can talk to those numbers to potential investors, because investors will see, wow, you understand your business, you're on top of your game, right? And also, the third one, you need to land on the right figure. Sometimes we thumbsuck our figures in terms of how much we are looking for. It's either we overstate or understate. And one of the challenges that I've seen when it comes to entrepreneurs is that we tend to understate our expenses and overstate our profits. So because investors know they're in the game, they see a lot of business plans every day or pitch decks. So they'll see, wow, the number doesn't look right. So immediately they're not going to be interested. They'll move to the next entrepreneur. The fourth one, think like an investor, right? Think about the questions that the investor will ask or is likely to ask, so that when you prepare your pitch, already you answer those questions up front. Write down the questions that are likely to be asked, like frequently asked questions. Then you make sure that you cover those that are likely to come from investors. And also master your elevator pitch. If you have done a pitch deck, make sure that you understand what it means, and you can take questions and answer convincingly around those around your pitch. And the last one is, you, as a township entrepreneur, you have rights, and also you have the right to walk away. If you don't like the terms and conditions of the deal, don't be stuck in a deal. You can walk away. Make sure that the deal suits you. Sometimes it's because interest rates are high, or sometimes someone wants to take a high equity in your business. Next slide, please. Thank you. I think I exceeded my time.
Yes, I'm sure we've got us all gripped to what you're telling us about and how to raise funds, and even me. I'm learning so much. Thank you so much, Ashley. But as we know, time is above all the most valuable thing, right? And so today I just want to make sure we respect that. But it's always a pleasure just learning from you, and I just hope that throughout this program, perhaps we'll have you come in again and talk some more to entrepreneurs about this, because it's so relevant. And it's not it's a destination, right? It's a reiterative process. You always have to be asking yourself these questions. So I really look forward to hearing more from you in the future. We quickly just have to move on with to our coach, our L+EARN Biz coach, Patricia Dlamini. So Patricia Dlamini, in fact, was a coach on last year's L+EARN Biz program. So Patricia, I'll hand over to you now just to share with our participants today what was your experience working with entrepreneurs, and also just to talk to some of the things that Ashley rose, like what have you found your coach is struggling with the most, and maybe how they have overcome those sort of challenges. If you can share that with us, we'd really appreciate it. So over to you, Patricia.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. It's always so exciting to hang out with young people, close to 200 young people. It just makes me feel so young, and I love that. And I look forward to working with some of you at some point during the program. What Ashley has covered is really the crux of the importance of getting to understand why you want funding or investment in your business. I think as a coach, what we do in the program, my previous experience working with entrepreneurs is that they come not sure which one is which, and actually they're not even sure whether they are investor ready or funding ready for that matter. So at coaching, what we do is we engage on a one-to-one. The important conversations happen at coaching coaching because you get to meet your coach. You get to develop a trust relationship with your coach, mentor, and the journey is to help you set the right goals from the start. And when you set the right goals for your business from the start, you are able to then address the journey towards securing funding, because the goal will say, I look to procure this equipment, and these are the kind of things that I'm going to need to procure the equipment. If it's funding, this is what I'm going to do. And so we go out and we have a conversation about what exactly you need in your business based on the goals of your business, not based on what's out there and based on what everybody thinks exists or any funding that's being advertised. When I engage entrepreneurs, sometimes they look outside at what is available and then determine what that is exactly what the business needs. Through the relationship, we step back. A coach always plays that role of helping you to focus, leave the sound outside, leave the noise. You hear that there's that and that and that. Just look into the business and say, is this aligned to the growth plans of the business? So goal setting is at the heart of this. The other thing that Ashley spoke about is the issue of confidence. Your coach helps you as an entrepreneur to develop that confidence, that entrepreneurial mindset that seizes the opportunities at the right time for the business. So when you work with your coach, it's that person who will play your big brother, big sister role, but also leaves you to be the great one, because every decision in the business has to come from you as the entrepreneur. Added to that, through the program, you will be going through trainings, workshops. At coaching, we take those workshops. Each workshop, we talk to you and understand, are there any aspects of that workshop, the skills training that you got, that you need clarity? So we unpack the workshop. We work closely with technical terms. We help you understand it better. So coaching in this program is really more focused and also driven by your need and by your desire to grow your business. You may want to do things and you're not sure how to do it. Your coach is for that. You may want to take a decision, but you just want to sound it off from somebody. Your coach helps you to do it. So the journey is really across how you converse around 4 important things: practical application of the content you've learned in the workshops. So we look directly at your cash flow focus. What does it mean? We talk about budgeting. What does that mean? We take those theoretical concepts, bring them and concretize, make them understandable for you as the entrepreneur. The personalized advice also that comes from coaching really looks at, how do you relate with money? The conversation about us, I could even say people coming from the Black community and the townships, we haven't grown up with a lot of money. So our relationship with money is new. So the young people, the conversation that we want to see our young people perform better than us adults in terms of our relationship with money. So we speak about your individual behavior with money. How do you relate with money? Do you have a personal budget? How do you keep your personal budget? And how does the business and finances and your personal finances interlink? And how do you resolve if they conflict? So we help you develop those budget caring habits and also good decisions around investor. The third important thing that you'll get out of coaching is that continuous, honest, loving feedback that is aimed at ensuring that you keep to your goals, stick to your financial decisions that you've made, and also just identify the areas that you may need to improve on. We as coaches, we help you for accountability and also just make sure you take the right decisions. The last one, but not least, I touched into it, but I just want to elaborate the issue of confidence building. Every time I think of my journey as an entrepreneur, I always think I wish I had a coach very early in my life, because some of the things that I made at a personal level are coming to catch up with me in a business, in my journey as a business person. So as young as you are where you are now, we want you to make the right decisions now so that the future is easier. simple things like your credit worthiness. As you start your business, this is your personal issue, but it creeps up in your business because you are the director, you are the owner of the business. So how you performed as an individual comes through very evidently. And so those conversations are really, really, really important. So your coach is going to be there with you to crystallize this, help you, handhold you, but it is also your responsibility to make sure this relationship is worth a while. It is not the coach's responsibility to chase you around, but it is your responsibility to ensure that your coach comes on board and helps you where you want to go. I really look forward, and I'm excited to see all of you. I look forward to seeing you throughout the program in August when it starts. Get there, apply. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Patricia. It's a pity I'm working on this program because I would literally be applying right now after all of that. Thank you so much for sharing. So Christoph, just to quickly come back to you, we have a poll, it's our second poll scheduled. So we're quickly gonna load our second poll while we get Mulalo ready. Mulalo, while we're doing the poll, in fact, before I introduce Mulalo. So the second poll really is about, what next? We also always ask us, so what are we going to do next? Or what is our next step, right? So this poll, it's 3 quick questions for you, and really a follow-up on the previous ones. Number 1, asking you, now after this webinar, where or who are you going to source funding from? You can choose any option, more than one option. Please choose over there. Then it's really the same as the ones in the beginning, as I won't bore you to read them all out again. And then question 2 is, based on what you have learned today, which of these types of funding do you now understand better? So maybe you never understood what venture capital is, for example. I know I didn't. And now maybe after explaining it to you through what Ashley has taken us through, you now understand. So just to give an example, based on what you have learned today and what's been shared, which of these types of funding do you understand better? And then lastly, number 3. So we want to know now, after this, I want to call it a teaser of what to expect in the program. What is the most significant thing about funding that you learned today? So today, after just experiencing us for this few short minutes, what has been the most significant thing about funding that you learned today? You can say nothing, that's okay. You can say you've learned about how to identify funding, how to comply, etc., etc. And if there's none of the options that meets your sort of significant thing, please do share with us in the chat. We're really, really keen and interested to know. Okay, so while that's running, I think I'll give you 1
I
minute.
see, Rashida, that Opa and Khotso and Kwanele and Kolisi are typing in the text chat the answers. But guys, you can also take part in the poll. Just look for the poll window that will pop up. If you're on your phone, you may have to swipe, that more button to just, or the next screen to get to the poll screen. And then you can vote on the poll so that it's also recorded in the results and not only in the text chat. But yeah, if there's something else that we didn't cover in the poll, then please type in the text chat. We'll follow up on that too.
Wow.
But yeah, we have a good 40% of attendees now having submitted
Amazing.
the poll. So maybe we can keep going to around at least half of people.
Sure, sure.
Oh, indeed, we are close to 200 in the room, so that's a nice attendance today. And I hope the interest will also translate into good applications that we'll talk about a bit later on.
Indeed, indeed.
But
Yes.
government grants are scoring high. I'm not going to end the poll yet, but just to say, as the results are starting to come in, around 80% of people in the room have, after this webinar, they intended to look at government grants. Search, as Ashley has suggested, which are the most appropriate ones for the stage and the industry that you're in.
Mhm.
And then guess what? Which one is second? Crowdfunding comes in second.
Wow.
Porter
Wow.
are saying, I'm going to share the results just now, and then my own money, so not the banks. government grants, banks are there a few 11% and so on, you know, sort of. We are now half, so let's end the poll and then we can share the result to everyone so everyone can see it. You'll see that on your window too, the results coming up.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
you know, sort of maybe we can discuss the results a bit more later on too. But apart from what people are intending to do, venture capital scores about equal with government grants in terms of increased understanding. So thanks, Ashley, for, you know, I think you explained that very well. Crowdfunding also and angel investment also scoring high on people having received quite a bit of information and insight that puts them in a better position now to understand what those products are. And then, Rashida, the last question was, what is the most significant thing? So we can only one thing is most significant, and then identify potential funders and complying with funder requirements are the ones that are scoring the highest there.
Wow, amazing. That's great. Wow, thank you so much, everybody, for voting in that poll. It really, the insights that we gather from this really help us inform to make the program as relevant as possible. And here to share with you about the relevance of the L+EARN Biz program, we have none other than an entrepreneur herself who has joined L+EARN Biz 2023 last year. And I believe you've, you know, just got a whole bunch of accolades since then. So I will leave it to you to share with our audience about, you know, who you are, what your business is about, and your experience on the program. And please also tell them, you know, what have been the benefits. I think a lot of the time when we sit with our friends and we tell them about amazing things, they want to know what is the experience, right? Because we don't really remember always exactly everything that happens, but we always remember the way something made us feel. So please, Mulalo, share with us your experience and tell us, who are you?
Good morning, good morning. I'm Mulalo Nematayeni. I am an entrepreneur, a certified financial planner by profession. I'm based in Thohoyandou in Limpopo. I saw a lot of people on the chat saying, what about Limpopo? And this is just to show that even people from different areas can join in and be part of this amazing program. So on my side, I am the founder and CEO of EmpowerX Advisory Services, and that is a training and consulting company on a mission of taking financial literacy education to communities. So we do financial coaching, and then we also do coaching, mentorship, and also focus on products as well. So one of the things that made me raise my hand for this is because when I saw it, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to also get time to look onto my business, because sometimes when you're working as an entrepreneur, you only focus on what is going on inside the business without looking at what else can I do that can help grow the business. So being part of this program, I was introduced to different aspects. Some of them were new, some of them were things that I've heard before in the entrepreneurial space, but now it was something that I could apply on my business on an ongoing basis. When we start, I just want to share two things with you and also just share about my experience on the business. So as you're about to apply for this program, I would say, firstly, set goals. And that can be personal and also business. You will get an assignment or a homework where you will have to look at yourself as an entrepreneur and also the goals that you're setting for yourself and also your business. So this program is very intentional about your growth as an entrepreneur, because it's not saying let's focus on the business only. It's saying focus on you as an individual. I know most of you have already started in the business. Some of you have already done the business model canvas, things that we get introduced to in this ecosystem. Some of you have done the SWOT analysis for the business. If we ask you SWOT analysis for the business, it's something that you can just tell us even in your sleep. So this program recognizes you as an entrepreneur. You get to do a personal SWOT analysis where you are saying, because of 1, 2, 3, I'm best suited on this business, and these are the strengths that I can leverage on. So it's very important that you bring your whole self into the program. So the first thing I said, set goals. Secondly, I would say that it's important to be present as you do these sessions and also stand out. So what I mean about being present is attend each and every session, share your story, share your journey, embrace the challenges that come with entrepreneurship. I know most people saying their business are always trying to kill them every single day. Those are challenges that you're going to face at every point of your business. But this is going to give you an opportunity to say, when this is happening, what do I do as an entrepreneur? The program will bring in also experts focusing on different areas that will come and share about their journey. So on my side, the best one was on the mental health, where one of our colleagues in the industry came through and shared about his journey in entrepreneurship. And my comment after that session was just, I need more sleep so that I can have peace and run my business successfully. Because sometimes you just need to change one thing. Sometimes we say, as businesses, we just have to work 24/7, and then we fall into that, and then we forget about ourselves in the business. So this program will assist you to remember that you are an individual, you deserve the rest, and then also your wellness is very critical for the success of the business. So there's different aspects like marketing your business, costing within the business, and also just networks that you're going to be able to unlock as part of being part of the program. So another thing that I want to tell you is what this program introduced me to. So firstly, it got to introduce me to myself. Those activities allowed me to understand myself better and also know what strength I can work on. I am a connector, and I know most of the people that were on the participants list here. I was scrolling and I was like, these are people within my network. So I get to work towards my strength and use that to my advantage, and also just share opportunities like this ones, because I've benefited as an entrepreneur. So now I want other entrepreneurs to benefit as well. So this also introduced me to business networks. So this can be the participants that you will be in the group with. Those are the networks that you can leverage on. Those are the networks that you can partner with and grow your business together. It also introduced me to clients. When I was part of this program, I was also introduced to business mentorship. Some of you are running businesses. You've never had coaches and mentorship to help you run your businesses. I had Patricia as my coach. And the first thing that I did when I was introducing myself, I shared about where I am in the business. And in most of the mentorship programs that I'm a part of, if I'm sitting there as a mentee, the question is like, what are you doing here? And for me, I was like, I want to use this opportunity to get what I want from the program. Because sometimes when you go to these programs, you get a mentor, you just want to do the same thing over and over again. I'm sure with Patricia, she can agree that my mentorship experience was different from other mentors, because for me, I was like, I want to use Patricia to the best of my ability and to the best of my advantage. So she was a sounding board. She helped me make major decisions about my business. And another thing, also just identifying who your client is in the business, because if you are running some of the businesses, you might find out that the people that need the services that you're offering cannot afford to pay for those things. So now you get to shift in terms of where you are looking for funding, where you're looking for partners. And this is what this program is going to give you. It's going to open other doors. It brings a mentor that will be another pair of eyes, brain cells that you can use, and it's paid for, because we know that mentorship, very expensive. Sometimes you don't want to take like 1,500 or 2,000 to pay a mentor to be with you an hour. But this program is saying, we're giving you a mentor that will walk this journey with you. So as you get into this, find out what is the value of what you are getting, so that you make sure that you are present. You don't miss a session, because if you had taken the money from your pocket, there's no way that you were going to miss those sessions. And then lastly, it introduced you to business growth. So when it speaks about business growth, And also funding. There's confidence that we spoke about. So on my side, as a business, after this session, we had pitching session. I was one of the businesses that got to pitch, and I got prizes, which is like real money, cash paid into my business account for participating on the program. And also I got to take part into other opportunities that were available. So as I sit here, I'm the 2023 Presidential Award winner when it comes to Women-Led Business of the Year. And that came with 100,000 Rand from the president, got to shake hand with the president, Cyril Ramaphosa. The clip is there. And then you know that the work that you're doing is being recognized, and one can give credit to the program and also being part of this opportunity. So I encourage you to take part of this opportunity, to be present, stand out, share about your journey, set those goals, and also align them to what this program has to offer. So I wish you all the best as we start this journey, and I know that we are going to have a successful journey together. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so very much. Lots of reactions to you, Lumulalo. And just well done and congratulations on all your success. But like, yes, you give credit to everyone, which obviously shows and is a testament to your great character. But at the same time, remember that you showed up and you, rose above the occasion and took the opportunity and made it work. Yes, we tell always the great stories, but never or hardly do we ever tell us the backside on challenges we had to face in overcoming and getting to those achievements. So thank you. And now we're going to circle back to Ms. Nombuyo Pingani, our program lead. Please tell us, our audience cannot wait. They have so much questions. They want to know, what is L+EARN Biz 2024 all about?
Thank you again, Rashida. I hope my sound is clearer now.
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so we started telling you about the program, and let me just continue that it is designed for those who are motivated, for young entrepreneurs who are motivated and who are willing to learn, who are willing to break those barriers and are willing to push the envelope. Okay, so what you are going to learn in the program is your entrepreneurial mindset, as Mulalo has already said. You are going to be able to set both your personal and business financial goals. You are going to be able to use accessible planning tools. You are able to learn how to cost, price, and keep records of your finances. And you'll be taught how to comply, because compliance is very, very important in raising funding and in actual fact, in running your business. You'll be able to learn, you will learn how to understand your customer value. Not everyone is your customer. Who is your customer and what are you giving them? You'll be able to learn to improve your marketing skills so that you can be able to reach more of your ideal customer. You will be able to sell your business value to financiers and clients. You'll be able to pitch. That is what the program covers over 4 months from August to October. So we have started already with the webinars. This is webinar 1. The next webinar is on the 4th of July, and it is about how to make more profit from your business. And then once from there, you are applying. Those who apply and fit the criteria we require are then going to go on to a WhatsApp course. It's a WhatsApp course that is like a teaser, a taster, but it's very valuable. And if you complete that WhatsApp course, the first 90 people to complete that WhatsApp course are going to be accepted into the program. Then we're going to have site visits. You are going to have a business advisor that comes to your business and just verifies the information that you have provided. After that, then it will be our induction event, and where then we introduce you more to the program. And as we already said, there are 3 parts to this, 4 parts actually. The one part is the training. The second part are the networking sessions, the peer learning sessions, which are Q&A, where you are going to be, we make sure that what you have learned is reinforced through Q&A questions. That's the second part, so the peer learning. The third part is what Mulalo has already spoken about and what Patricia has already spoken about, the valuable, very valuable personal coaching that you are going to have. So those are the 3 parts. And then the other part, obviously, is for those who are based about 50 to 100 kilometers from Mbombela, 50 to 100 kilometers from eThekwini, 50 to 100 kilometers from East London. For those, there's going to be personal events that are curated just for you. So those are the 4 parts of the program. And then the last one, which made Mulalo to gain that 100,000 K, is the awards ceremony. So you are going to learn how to pitch, and then you're going to do your own video, your pitching video, and it's a contest. Those who win are going to get prizes. Another benefit, of course, is you're going to get some data so that you are able to connect. So it's a good program, and apply now. Let us hear from Amanda how you're going to apply.
Thanks, Nomvuyo. That was such an informative webinar. I'm truly looking forward to the next one on the 4th of July. Okay, so to apply to the L+EARN, sorry, the L+EARN #Biz 2024 program, if you haven't yet, and I've noticed there's a lot of people asking how to apply. You'll first go to the web page. I've posted the link in the chat. And once you're there, you can, at the web page, you can read a bit more about the program. And lower down on the page, you'll see a form to complete titled "Want to Apply Now." Complete the form and don't forget to hit the red button. And shortly thereafter, you'll receive an email from us. So check your emails and check your inbox and perhaps also your spam and junk folders to see where the email is from us. And in this email, you will have access to the application form, and thereafter you apply. Can we go back one slide? Thank you. The criteria, who should apply, is on the screen now. And you'll see a Black South African, youth 18 to 34 years old, at least having a matric, full-time business owners from a township or rural and peri-urban area. So it's not only limited to township. You've been running your business for at least 12 months. Your business annual revenue is below 1 million. And your personal individual income is less than 28,500 per month. So if you comply with all those criteria, you're the perfect candidate for this course, for this program. And you've got to remember that if you have, that you must have access to, you must have scanned or have a clear picture of your ID. And if you've got the card, the front of the card is suitable. You don't need to worry about the back of the card. Your proof of address, such as a bank account. And if you are registered with SIPC, to have your SIPC registration certificate for your company to upload. These are all to upload, so you must have them ready beforehand. It will just make the application process so much easier for you. Just remember to attend the next webinar, and that where there's growth opportunities for you and your business, you must take them. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, for sharing that very valuable information for us. I just want to remind everyone quickly before I hand over to Nombuyo again, that please post your questions in the Q&A to make sure they don't get missed, because there's quite a stream of chats coming in. So we really don't want to miss any questions. Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom window. If you don't see it, just click on more, the three dots, or swipe your screen like Christoph said, and you will find Q&A. But before we get into that, Nombuyo, we also have opportunities for practitioners and coaches to apply. So I want, if you could kindly please share that with us, please.
Okay. Thank you, Rashida. Yes, we are looking for local practitioners, business advisors, mentors who are based in those three focus areas that we spoke about, in and around eThekwini, in and around Mbombela, in and around East London. If you are in those areas and are a practitioner, please apply. We would like to connect with you, and please apply. And your role will be to go and do a site visit and just verify the information. But as you are doing that, you know, also be able to advise the entrepreneur that you will be assigned to. We are looking forward. We are excited. Very, very, very excited about this program. Masambeni, let us do this. Apply now. Thank you.
Thank you, Nombuyo. I mean, you are the chief here. You are spearheading us, and what a great job. Honestly, it's such a pleasure working with you. So now, I think this is a part of the session that a lot of our audience is looking forward to. We'll be having a Q&A. We have our program team here, so we can answer all your questions now. Please pop your questions in the Q&A. So I'll start us off quickly with the most common question. The most common question coming in so far is, does this apply to startups? So maybe, and I think maybe this may be a good time for someone to tell us, what is a startup? And what is the difference between a startup and needing seed capital? Because I think this program is only for those who have their registered businesses and operating 12 months. So I think just being an entrepreneur in the space myself, I know that sometimes people think a startup means, you know, that space you're in where you are in concept phase. So I don't know, who can I direct this question to? Nombuyo, would you mind to share with the askers? Does this apply to startups? How would you answer that?
Yeah, it applies to startups, but not those who are in ideation phase. So if it's still just an idea and you have not explored your idea, you have not launched it, no, it's not for you. But if you have started and you are already trading, and you know, you find that your turnover is below R1 million, and you already have been trading for a minimum of 1 year. So please do apply. And I know that most of you are at that, as you could be have been trading for 3 years. It's okay, as long as you have been trading and you are still under R1 million of turnover, and your household income is less than 28,500. That's another thing that's important. Thanks, Rashida.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, I think I'll direct this one to you, Amanda. So many of them ask, rural township entrepreneurs, and also does that mean that I'm from Limpopo, I'm from Cape Town, I can't apply? Is this true?
Everyone can apply within the criteria. Rural, township based, definitely. It's such an important opportunity for everyone. What was the second part of the question?
So it's around like, so it's about, yes, rural township, and also where I'm located, because
Oh, right. Yes, location. So keep in mind that the in-person events are only going to be happening within Mobela, with 100 kilometers of Mobela, East London, and eThekwini. However, the majority of the course is online. So, I mean, feel free, apply, and we'll see you online.
okay, awesome. And then one more question that seems to be dominating here is registration. I think I said it. I think we must clarify at this point, because yeah, I know many people probably find themselves in this space. If you are running a business for more than 1 year, but you have not registered, can I still apply? Nomvuyo, please.
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, no. We would like people who have registered their businesses. Yeah,
Okay,
you
and
have
does
to have
this,
registered the business, yes.
okay. And what about cooperatives? Not, are we accepting applications from cooperatives, registered cooperatives, of course?
You know, that's a bit of a gray area, because it may depend on the cooperative, because obviously you can't have coaching for the whole cooperative. So if they select one person to attend, then it's okay.
Awesome, awesome.
The registered co-op.
Okay, okay. And then I think I'll take one more, okay, two more questions, and I think I can answer one of them. The one,
Perhaps Ivor can help us there on Nomvuyo, you say people have to be registered. I read that they have to be operating in 12 months. So they could be a sole proprietor, right?
They can be a sole proprietor. It's not necessarily that they need to be registered. That organization can happen during the course of the program.
But they have to be operated in business, which means they've got clients for at least 12 months.
Absolutely, absolutely.
oh, wow. Okay, that's awesome. So we are learning too. Thank you, Ivor. That's
Thank you,
great. So
Ivor.
please apply, everyone that's been asking. I can see there's a lot of interest. So yes. And then one other thing is, will we have a WhatsApp channel? So as applications come through, that's how we prefer to engage at this stage. But later on, there will be a WhatsApp channel made available. And a last question I have, and I think this was a technical one, and I know, Christoph, maybe you can help us here. But someone says my application was declined. Is it possible to attend workshops without being part of the program?
Yeah, so, well, next week's webinar is open for anyone, and there's some value in the program for everyone. Even if I saw someone said I'm 35, which means that you are not compliant with the requirements any longer. But next week you can still come and learn how to improve the profitability of your business. So there's value for everyone. Of course, the participants are young people, so the focus are squarely on that, and you will not be able to attend if you're over the age or if you don't meet any of the other requirements. If you fill out the form and you feel that you meet the requirements, but the form didn't take you to completion, then you must please make contact with us. Maybe you misticked one of the answers, and we'll put the email address there for you in the WhatsApp, in the text chat now. So if anyone starts the process of application and you feel something went wrong, you can always reach out to us for help via that email.
100%. Thank you so much, Christoph. Someone would love us to address the age issue. So unfortunately, this program is for 18 to 34. But you know what? We can leave our email address, reach out to us via email, and I'd be happy to spend maybe 10 minutes exploring what other opportunities are available in the ecosystem for you. I don't mind, but this program, yeah, we have to deliver according to what we set out to do.
Rashida,
Yes.
there's a couple of questions about NPOs attending the program.
Oh, thank you for highlighting that. So NPOs, Ivor, I think this is best directed to you. Can they apply?
If I may just go back to the initial discussion around the prerequisite in terms of who is part of the program. So when we onboard, when we recruit, we're recruiting the individual, not necessarily the entity. And I think we need to make that distinction.
Sure. Sure. So I'm not sure if just to be clear, so say if a nonprofit or a social enterprise for that matter applies, and that person has, or that NPO is a director, that director can apply on as a representative of that NPO. Is that okay? Oh yeah, I think that's what we want to clarify.
So that individual will apply, but the assessment will be based on that particular individual, and the business will then be what will be looked at. That NPO or whatever structure will be then looked at, but the initial focus will be on that individual that will be put forward.
Okay, thank you. That makes it so much clearer. Thank you so much. Okay. Any questions I've missed, Amanda? Any more?
I'm just having a look. There are questions about other programs if they don't qualify for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we left our email in the chat. Please do reach out. Yeah, as the API and as the CISA Foundation, we do have other possible opportunities perhaps floating around, but today we want to honor the integrity of the L+EARN Biz program, geared for our youth 18 to 34 years old, Black South African youth, African colored or Indian included in that, past at least matric, full-time business owners from township, rural, and peri-urban area. Another often question I get is, what is peri-urban? So a peri-urban area refers to an area outside of the city, usually a rural agricultural area or a little town. So those are your peri-urban areas. Yeah, and then please do apply. What can I say?
The deadline for applications is the 8th of July, midday, 12 o'clock.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. 8th of July. Okay, so I think I would love to now hand over to end us off today, and just to say final comments in closure, hand over to Sifiso Ndwandwe, who will be the lead coach for L+EARN Biz 2024. Sifiso, please close us off.
Good morning, everyone, and excited to be here along with everybody else, and excited to be part of this team, and excited to be associated, I think, with ASISA to do this amazing program. And as you all know, the young and the youthful population of this country really needs some serious inclusion into the economy. And I think this program is one that's really addressing, I think, the core issue of how we can make sure that those that have taken the effort over the last 12 months, at least, to start and run their own businesses, get the opportunity to access funding. And I think this is a very commendable program. And I think all of us owe it to the young people, and really commend, I think, the efforts that have been put by ASISA. And you young people, I think you who are here, you are probably not even more than 1% of the population of young people in this country. So we are privileged to have this opportunity. Please spread the word, and let's get as many young people who have taken the first step. I think this is important, who have taken the first step to actually make and design their own destiny in the economy, and act out their own niche in the economy. Let's make sure that those get the opportunity. This is a wonderful opportunity. So yes, all of us are excited to be here. We've got exciting and very experienced coaches in this team. We've got a project management team that's very well experienced, and I've got the wonderful support, obviously, of ASISA to make this work. So excited to be part of this, and thank you very much.
Oopsie. Thank you so much, Tifiso. I had a bit of a glitch there. Okay, so thank you everyone so much for joining us today, for your time, and for just showing the engagement, for your words of encouragement, for your questions. Thank you so much to our speakers, just for sharing again, for your time. It's so valuable. And then of course, to the ASISA Foundation. We've been in talks to launch this since last year, and finally it is here, so what a significant milestone to have reached together in this stage of our partnership. Thank you. And then, of course, to our team, our core team, Amanda, Christoph, Nombuyo, Sipiso. I look forward to this journey with you and the rest of our participants. And please, if you have joined us today, join us next week. Next week, we'll talk about how to earn more profit for your township business. So many of you said you are self-funded, right? And when you are self-funded, you need to make profit to do so. So yes, next week we'll cover that in detail. So the internals of your business and what money looks like internally. So we're excited about that, and we'll also share some of please also share with others. Share with others that you think participate in this
Feels like Friday.
How's your group, Sipiso? Where's your group?
Sounds familiar, Crystal. It is your month after all.
Thanks, Rashida, for leading us today.
Wow! First time.
Thank you. What a great
Thank
session.
you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. This is awesome. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Patricia, nice to see you.
Cheers. Hey, Sfiso, I'm so happy to see you.
Kaya.
Mkaya wami.
Oh, good to have
The
you.
roads converge. That's all. The roads will converge.
Right, great to see
Awesome.
you.
No,
Great
it's
to see you.
awesome. It's awesome to be welcomed in this team also. Thank you, Asisa, and for introducing me to EPI.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. That was
Thank you.
great. Well done. Patricia,
Welcome.
very interesting. Thank you so much. We really
Thank you.
appreciate your input.
Appreciated.
My team, you rock, guys. Welcome.
I'm gonna say goodbye and leave you guys to a house call, house roll call.
Thank you,
Cheers, guys.
Patricia.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
we still have
Lovely.
70 people that don't want to leave us. In the
I know,
thing.
like, please go. We can't book our
Yeah.
house without you leaving, kind of thing.
Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Have a
Thank
lovely
you,
day.
Ashley.
Cheers.
Superhero.
Thank you, Patricia,
Cheers.
Ashley
Cheers, bye.
Mulalo.
Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks.